2009. It might as well be called the year of recession, or more better, the year of the flop, especially for Bollywood. Unfortunately, Bollywood has had a plethora of flops throughout the whole first quarter of 2009. It's only had 2 movies the whole year so far that weren't flops. However, they were small budget movies that barely made back their money, and therefore they weren't hits either. So, after 3 whole months of 2009, Bollywood has 0, count them 0, hits. So, let's run down the flops of 2009 so that we can see what overall was the best movie. First of all, it all started with Chandni Chowk to China. In January, Akshay Kumar came back riding the success of Sing is King. However, he eventually lost the respect of many people as he drew out a huge flop of Chandni Chowk to China. It was even distributed by Warner Brothers. He disappointed everyone. However, it wasn't really his fault, just the movie and all was just a bad movie. Then, after the flop of Chandni Chowk to China, there were 2 new hopes for Bollywood. A movie about Bollywood and a movie about cricket. One, Luck by Chance. The music you were hearing is of Luck by Chance. However, it didn't really have much luck at the box office. Although it was an average movie, wasn't too entertaining, but it was still a movie that was worth watching at least once. However, it flopped at the box office. Moreover, Victory, the movie about cricket, which was actually a pretty entertaining movie and not that bad at all, was a huge disaster at the box office. It was a disaster of epic proportions. So, as you can see, the box office really was not going too well in January of 2009. However, when we moved on to February, unfortunately it didn't get much better. A Shah Rukh Khan movie flopped in February. Billu Barber, a movie in which he had 3 item songs, count them 3, with 3 different heroines, still was not able to pull in enough of the audience. So, there was another flop added to the count. Then, we come to the best musical movie of the year so far, Delhi 6. Delhi 6 had a chance of being very good, however it wasn't executed as perfectly. It had very big expectations because it was directed by the man who made Rang De Basanti. Overall, I'd say it was a good movie. However, it could have been much, much better. However, after all these flops in January and February, when we moved on to March, the flop tally just continued. And it brought some more movies. Such movies such as Dun Tera Jaoge, 13B, Jai Veer, Firag, Alu Chaat, even Ek the Power of One, which wasn't too surprising because, I mean, it was a Bobby Deol movie. And who watches Bobby Deol movies? Those are the worst kind. Then, we got to a movie that actually wasn't too bad. Aa Dekhe Zara. It was by one of the best actors, most underrated actors rather, of Bollywood, in Neel Nitin Mukesh and, of course, Bipasha Basu. However, for some reason this movie didn't click too much with the audience either, probably because of the recession or stuff like that. So, after this you can see that really no movie has been working at the box office lately. And then came the most recent flop, 8x10 Tasveer. This was Akshay Kumar's next venture after the horrific Chandni Chowk to China. Now, I must remind you that Akshay Kumar has had 3 bad movies in a row already, dating back all the way to Dasha. However, unfortunately, Akshay continued with his tally of bad movies in a row, with this time 8x10 Tasveer, which was actually a really bad movie. I actually had expectations of it being pretty good, because it wasn't one of those ordinary masala films. However, this movie simply was not made well, and overall was not a good movie. This is the 4th straight flop, not flop, but rather bad movie of Akshay Kumar consecutively. So, you must be wondering, after all these flops, all these bad movies, all these flops that were actually good movies, what was the best movie of the year? And my friends, there's only one answer. Although this movie flopped, it made the most money of any movie at the box office this year. It was just a big budget movie, that's why it was a flop. That movie is, you're right, Delhi 6. Delhi 6 was boring at the start, but the second half was outstanding. It could have been executed much better. However, for the reason some people might not like it is because they understand it. Because the director didn't do that good of a job in directing and having a good screenplay. However, I understood the message that Delhi 6 was trying to send. Therefore, I thought it was a very good movie, and it left an impression on me. Now, I'm not saying that it was the best it could have been, because it could have left a much, much bigger impression on me. But, in fact, it did leave an impression on me. So, without a doubt, the movie of the first quarter of 2009, the quarter of the flops, is Philly 6.